Welcome to Shoots&Roots, a practical video series that explores the joys and challenges of raising diverse kids through the different seasons of their lives.
We're giving a little bit of a break this week to the values. We've got something practical coming up about the values and how we've done our values. But I thought today I'd ask my wife a couple of questions about something maybe light and, let's call it light and fluffy. So
Light and fluffy, okay.
we're now heading into Easter, and something that happens at Easter is the shelves in the stores fill up with lots of candy, chocolate, eggs in the shapes of bunnies,
Yes.
little chicks, marshmallow fluffies. The prices are ridiculous. Come, Beacon, Cadbury, bring it down, please.
Especially if you like the white ones,
Yeah,
the hard-shelled
unfortunately.
ones. Oh.
How did we tackle the Easter bunny and things with our kids?
It's actually quite interesting because we had a couple of those. So I find in our family, or I think in most families, we have the Easter bunny. That's the one thing. And then it's Christmas, Father Christmas. And then we also have the tooth fairy or the tooth mouse or whatever those ones are. So when we chatted about it, we were saying, like, how do we make it fun for our kids? Because we also don't want our kids to be those kids where they look at them and they're like, they must be pastor's kids. They can't enjoy life at all, you know? We just drain the life out of them because everything has to be so Christianese. How do we make everything fun for them, build tradition around this, but still bring the value of what this moment means to us as a family particularly, since we are Christians, since we are pastors. And not for that reason, really. We weren't always pastors. Even before we were pastors, we hold Easter very dear because it is a very significant moment when Jesus gave his life and he was resurrected.
Yeah.
So I think what we did is we decided that we weren't going to make a big thing about a bunny per se, so the Easter bunny. Our kids don't believe that there's an Easter bunny. And we are very careful to tell them, look, this is how it works in our families. Other kids do believe this, and it's not your place to ever spoil that for them.
Or correct it.
Or
yeah.
correct it for them. If they believe it in their family, that's absolutely okay. So we're just sharing where our family is at and how we did it. But because it's such a significant part of our belief, of our relationship with Jesus and of our religion, we didn't want to make small of it. So for us, Easter is about Jesus and his resurrection and his death on the cross and those things. So we do go to all the services that we have. I mean, besides the fact that we have to, we've always done that. We've held it very dear that this is celebrated in our home. But then we've also made very, very sure that there is a massive Easter egg hunt in our garden every year. Last year, for the first year, we didn't have it because of COVID. And in that space, we also connect with people. We've decided this is a space for us where we would like to have community around us. So we would often invite friends, we would make baskets, we would hunt for Easter eggs in our garden, we would all eat together. And that would be the fun part of Easter for us. So did our children get the amount of Easter eggs that other children got that believe in the Easter bunny? Absolutely. Did
100%.
they have as much fun? I don't know, my love. We believe in fun in our family. Nothing in our family is boring. And so it's been a value for us that there's a good balance between they know what Easter is about. For us, it isn't about an Easter bunny. It is about celebrating Jesus and what he did. But it's also about community and having fun together and eating loads and loads of Easter egg chocolates.
Yeah.
And I think it was the same thing with Christmas.
I think what we've done with Easter is we turned it into a treasure hunt.
Yeah.
And they know we hide it.
Yes.
There's no mysterious entity that comes and drops off chocolates
Yes.
in the garden.
Yes.
We do it during the day and at night.
We do a night hunt. It's epic.
Especially because we have a nice garden with lots of trees.
Yeah.
And we have little glow-in-the-dark eggs that we can hide. I wish Woolworths would bring that back because that was a cost-effective thing to purchase. just these plastic shells that you fill with treats. And then, we invite people to come and do it. But around Easter, we do remember Jesus in his sacrifice.
Yes.
As much as we celebrate him in his resurrection.
Absolutely, yeah.
Christmas time. I don't think we have, like the 1st of December, we have massive Christmas tree decoration at our house.
And once again, it becomes a community thing where we invite people. We want people around us to know what our belief is. Not necessarily what we believe, but when we are putting up our Christmas tree, people can share in why we do that and what we believe as a family. I don't know.
We have a few Christmas trees.
We have many children, so.
And we have a few sets of Christmas decorations.
Yeah.
Some years it's just red and silver. Some years it's multicolor. And then every year we buy, each one in our family gets the opportunity to pick one more Christmas decoration.
Yes.
So there are always 8 new Christmas decorations on the tree. And then in our house, because we have, I think one year we've had like 50, 60 people there.
Yeah.
So we just put out 4 Christmas trees and we all decorate it,
Make boerewors rolls or something.
Yeah.
We sing Christmas carols together.
Yeah, my mom jumps on the piano and she leads us in
every carol you can think
Christmas
of.
carol you can think of.
Yeah.
But it is definitely not about Saint Nicholas, Santa Claus, Father Christmas.
Kersfees.
It's just about the togetherness around the celebration of Jesus' birthday. We've never told our kids anything other.
No.
They know we spoiler alert, they know that we in our house buy the gifts.
And we buy them nice gifts for Christmas. It's not like they would get as nice a gift at Christmas as any other child.
Like what we also do is the 24th is where we do it as a family. The 25th we share with other people that don't have anywhere to go.
Yes.
So on the 24th we make sure that our kids know that it's about the gift that was given us, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
And when we give each other gifts, it's in celebration of that.
And I think also because we have a very busy household, we often have people in our home. We have to create these spaces where it's just our family, just the 8 of us, where we can just have a moment together to remember why we do this and exchange gifts and enjoy that moment together. And then when we do it with a community, we know on the 25th, yes, it is about us, but it's about us serving others and showing them the love of Jesus Christ in maybe a meal or just a place to hang on Christmas Day, have fun, have a nap on the couch, whatever it is, after our service.
It's all around good food.
Always.
Definitely around good food. And we all cook together and we chow together, that's for sure.
Yeah.
The Tooth Fairy, if we're now going to go through the entire movie of Guardians, Rise of the Guardians with Jack Frost and Santa Claus and everyone, Tooth Fairy.
So the Tooth Fairy is different for us because the Tooth Fairy doesn't speak into any of our beliefs. Our core beliefs. Like Easter is around a core belief for us. Christmas is around a core belief for us. But the Tooth Fairy really is just the Tooth Fairy. So, and for me, I just think our imaginations are so hugely linked to how God created us. And I think often to the prophetic and how God speaks to us. And if we stunt our children in their imagination, I think we really do them an injustice. And I think in the church we've often done that for the sake of, we don't want them to dabble in things that they shouldn't dabble in.
Let's protect them from dark magic.
Yes, and imagination is not dark magic. It's a part of us that God created, and it's a part of us that God really uses to speak to us.
And an expression of His creativity in us.
Absolutely.
We are in His image. Yeah.
Yes. So for the Tooth Fairy, please don't tell our littlest ones, Joy and Iris. They still believe there's a Tooth Fairy. Our older kids know there isn't, and they know not to tell the little ones. And eventually we tell them, and it's absolutely fine. But just that pure delight of thinking. Joy asked me the other day, Mommy, does the Tooth Fairy only bring this much money every time? And I was like, how do I answer this? Because we always just put the same amount in. I'm like, no, it's different for different families and for different children and different occasions. But yeah, And
I
then,
think having gone through it a couple of times with Grace, Jude, and Ava, the fear is always that when you've told your kids something like there is a tooth fairy, and they get to the point where they realize, this wasn't true and it wasn't real, that the fear is always there that they would say, well, what else did you lie to me about? I think we have seen now, having gone through it, but also still having some that are experiencing the absolute joy of money appearing in a shoe or a basket or something next to your bed in exchange for a manky tooth, like honestly.
And Joy's tooth, they're so tiny. I'm like,
rubbish,
am I really paying for
that
this?
absolute joy that they experience. Having seen that, the others now kind of like, it's become something where they laugh about it. Like, how did we ever believe it? What tooth fairy could carry around a 100 Rand note and not be, we haven't found that they felt, what else did you lie to me about? They just said, we thought it was you all along, because I think we underestimate that they also come to the age of understanding.
Yeah.
And we've allowed them to get there. Ava got to that by herself. She's like,
and quicker than the others.
Yeah, there is no tooth fairy. You guys are putting the money. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yes,
and
Ava.
then
you were right all along, my baby.
And I think if you had to ask them, like, did you feel betrayed by your parents? I mean, if I think back, I so believed the tooth fairy was real.
Well, Marlies didn't believe in the tooth fairy. She believed in the tooth mouse, which is from the French division. And in South Africa, from the Afrikaanse divisie.
But it was my best. And I never doubted my parents after that. I just knew it was something special that they could do. Almost like a family tradition, I suppose, So I haven't felt that our kids felt betrayed by us in that at any point.
Well, maybe God protected us in that.
Maybe.
I think because we honored Him in telling the truth about other things.
Yeah.
And making the things that are central to Him. Honoring that, I think He protected them. We are a family that allow our kids to use their imaginations. We expose them to different things. But we never do that recklessly, and we never do it without our supervision or us being present. So maybe that also made a difference.
Yeah, we are very present about all these things, and I think it's just important that you actually give it some thought.
Yeah.
Like, you don't kind of just stumble into it and say, well, everyone believes it's this, so let's just roll with the punches. What do you want it to mean in your family? Because then you're setting traditions again in your family.
And I think that's what it became. In our family, we are quite intentional about creating traditions. On birthdays, you wake up in the morning, it's prayer time, it's rip the gifts open time, it is a cupcake, and it is appreciating something about yourself. And then the afternoon and the evening will be another celebration. The weekend will be celebration with the family. But we celebrate life. That's a tradition. Around Christmas time, like we said, it's a celebration of community and Jesus Christ. Easter is the remembering His sacrifice, but His resurrection. And even our anniversary for us is a tradition. Marlies and I have a tradition about it, but also our kids have a tradition in celebrating the union that brought them the storge love, the family love that they get to experience. Another thing, we have tradition on holidays. When we go to the coast, we go crab hunting. And there's a tradition there. And
each child gets a turn to cook with their. I don't cook on holiday. Johan does all the cooking. I'm very fortunate. But then he gets each child to do a meal with him, one of the meals. So they'll plan it together. What do you want to do? Buy the ingredients, and they'll make it at holiday. So that's one of our traditions that we always have on holiday.
Yeah, and our kids have the tradition of the 24th of September is Sibling Day, where they do something on their own without us. The tradition was established so that they would connect with one another outside of us, having to foster that connectedness. And the siblings, that's a tradition. Marlies makes fudge on holiday. That's tradition. So she does do some cooking.
I don't know if we can call that cooking, but okay.
Well, we all love it, don't we?
Therapeutic cooking.
But I think for us, Easter, the Tooth Fairy, and Christmas falls into the category of what tradition can we establish that makes the family whole and makes the family, fun. So, I don't know. Explore God on it.
Yes.
We decided up front what we were going to do, and we implemented it. We went for it. We had to tweak it here and there. But I would say we have some well-established traditions at the moment. So go and have fun.
Yes.
Take your kids on the journey with you. Ask God to lead you. It's going to be fun. Eat lots of chocolate brownies.
Yeah, happy Easter. Enjoy the Easter eggs and enjoy celebrating Jesus.
Love you guys.
Bye.